In this lecture, we are going to learn about the complex functions. Let's talk about the basics. Most real functions can be visualized in two dimensions, as we have done in calculus. However, you can see that a complex function needs four dimensions to visualize. Uh, as we discussed in few minutes, you can see that there are four variables to think about. So because of that, studying complex functions need a new approach. So we are going to see some special characteristic about complex functions first. So let's look at the definition. A function or a complex function is a map from a subset of C to C. So we're going to find a subset G in the complex domain. So we're going to call that G. So this is a subset in the complex domain. And the function map from G to C. In this situation, we write F maps from G to C, and we call G the domain of F. This means that for each Z in G, so if you pick any member in the set G, so there should be exactly one complex number that maps to that C. So there will be exactly one complex number which is the image of C. So we normally write that image as FC. That's the image. So there's exactly one complex number which is the image of Z. And we know that the complex image is a complex number. We normally call this a W, which is a complex number. So since this is a complex number, it is easy to write that complex number as a real and imaginary part. So what we normally do, we split them in two parts. One is the real part, the u function, and the imaginary part. So we're going to break that into two parts. So we normally call this as u and v. So where a z is x plus iy that we discussed earlier. We know about that. And then we can say that the xy is on the z plane. Xy is on the z plane and the u and v is on the w plane. So we call it as a w plane. And so that tells you that we need actually four variables to worry about here. So we have xy, so there are two variables on the z plane and uv on the w plane. So let's see what's really going on here. What we can do, we can draw a situation here like this. So let's look at the z plane and the w plane first. So we have the z plane and the w plane. So on the z plane, so we can find the set G. So the set G, and then the image set, which is on the w plane. So this may be the image set. That's the image set. So we can this is a range. So you can see this is a range. So what will happen? The transformation going to map the two sets from G to the range. So that's a transformation that's going to map. So you can see it's a W function, which is the FC. So that's going to map the set G to the range one. So it's a map between Z plane and the W plane. So that's how it looks like. And you can see that. So there are two variables on the Z plane and X and Y, and then the U and V on the W plane. So that's how a function looks like here. So let's look at some examples first. So as the first example, let's look at this one. So write the function w equal fx equals c squared plus 3z in the form w equal u xy plus I v xy. So what we normally do if you get a problem like that, we first pick z in the form x plus iy and then we substitute. So we let z equal x plus iy and then we substitute that in the function. So when you substitute the function, this is what you get, x plus iy squared plus 3x plus iy, and then we simplify. When you simplify, you can see that the first one give you that x squared minus y squared plus 2xyi. The second one, if you distribute, you get 3x plus 3yi, and then we collect the terms. When you collect the terms, the real part going to give you this one, u equal x squared minus y squared plus 3x, and the imaginary part, the I terms, going to give you this one. So there are two I terms, one, this one, and that one. So if you collect them, you get that, and then you can see, then you can write the function in this form, w equal u plus iv. So you finally get this as the answer. So this is like a normal approach that we can do for any function like that. The starting point is we can assume z equal x plus iy, and then we can do it like this. Okay. So let's look at another problem. So let's say describe the range of the function. So we're going to see what's the range look like. Range of the function fc equal y to the fourth power minus 3i defined on the closed unit disk. So you're going to put the unit disk z absolute z less than or equal to 1. So for this problem, you can clearly see that the u function is y to the fourth, and the v function is negative 3. So we have the u function and the v function, and you can see that as z varies when c changes on the unit disk, and you can see that u stays between 0 and 1, because the reason is because u is equal to y to the fourth power. So when you raised y, and you can see y is the y coordinate, but which is on the unit disk. So that means it can be ranging from between -1 and 1, any value between negative and 1. Y can be range everywhere between negative and 1, but when you get to the fourth power, you can see those values sign between 0 and 1. And then v function, you can see, which is -3, which is a constant. So v is a constant and y ranges from between 0 and 1. So that means what happened, since v is a constant, since only u is changing, and you can see it's generate a line segment. So you get line segment starting at -3i, and then I added 1, and then it's going to go to 1 minus 3i. So you get a horizontal line segment, and you can see it like this. So we have the unit disk, so which is c less than or equal to 1. So we have 1, -1, and 1, -1. So that's the y values and the x values, and you can see the y is ranging between negative and 1. And then you can see it's going to map to this one. So it's going to start at -3i and then goes to 1 plus -3i. So this is -3i value. This is going to 1 plus 1 minus, actually in this case 1 minus -3i. So that's where it's going to map to. So this in this function, this closed disk going to map to this line segment. So it's going to map to this line segment. Okay, so let's look at another problem. So we have so describe the function fc equals c to the fourth power for z on the disk, the absolute value of z less than 2. So it's a closed disk with a radius 2 in the quadrant 2. So the second quadrant. So we know that if you pick z equal, uh, so the easiest way to do that is we use the r theta, the polar coordinate system for this one. So if you pick a z value, which is r e I theta, is on the second quadrant on the disk, absolute value of z less than or equal to 2, then you can see that the r value is less than or equal to 2 because of closed disk, so you have r, all the r values, but it's on the second quadrant. It's in the second quadrant, and you can see pi start, the value start at pi over 2 all the way up to pi. So that is the domain G we are talking about. And then what will happen, since we raise that to the fourth power, we know that the r get to the fourth power. So that means you get the absolute value is less than or equal to 16. And then the theta, in this case we can say phi in the new domain. So what will happen to phi? You can see phi multiply by 4. That's what happened when you raise the power, the angle which you multiply by 4, and the r you raise the power. So you can see, so you get pi over 2 become 2 pi, because pi over 2 times 4, which is 2 pi. So that means pi over 2 maps to 2 pi, and then and all the other values map to larger values, and then the end, the pi going to map to times 4 is 4 pi. So that means you get everything in between 2 pi to 4 pi. So that means it's cover the entire disk now. So that means this cover the entire disk in this one. So you can make an argument like that. If you get a problem like this, you can look at what happened to r, and then also what happened to the theta, and you can see this map going to map this the wedge or the arc into the whole entire circle. Okay, so now you can try these two problems for practice. So the first one is asking you to write the function in the u plus iv form. That's the first one, u plus iv form. The second one is asking to describe the range of the function. So what will happen to the range in these two cases? So you can try these two as practice problems.